Today you're going to see a time-lapse video of this cute cat being painted. In about 3.5 minutes, you'll see him go from just the basic outline to the complete portrait, and I will be narrating as we go so that I can tell you a little bit about how I take your photos and turn them into portraits like this. Be sure to visit my Etsy shop. The link is in the description of this video, and that's where you can order your own portrait. Enjoy! Here we go, Thumper. Okay, so here you see that I am starting to put in the basic light areas around the outline that you already see of Thumper on the canvas, which I kind of started with that already there so that you didn't have to watch me do the whole background and that boring stuff. But what you're seeing now is I am just adding basic highlights, light and dark areas. I don't really care if it's perfect at this point. What I'm looking to do is put kind of the lights and darks roughly where they're going to be, and then later on you'll see I build in the detail as I get closer to finishing the painting. So it's kind of like the idea of if you're squinting at something, you're seeing rough areas of light and dark. You're not seeing a lot of detail, but you can tell what something is even if you're just squinting at it. You get the basic shape of it. And so what I'm doing here, I like to think of it as kind of squint painting. I'm just getting the basic shape of Thumper the cat here onto the canvas with the lights and darks so that I have a really, really good foundation for later when I go back and start adding in details. So now you're starting to see that I'm starting to add in the skin tones in his ears and around his eyes, and this is one of my favorite parts when you start really seeing the cat or dog or horse or whatever it is that I'm painting come to life in front of me. I spend a lot of time on the eyes. I think the eyes are one of the most important parts of portraits because that is where you really see the personality of the pet come to life or the subject come to life. And I always ask my customers to tell me a little bit about their pet if they can, because that helps it shine through in the portrait when I keep that in mind as I'm painting. So again, there you saw in the collar, I just started with the basic red, and then I start adding in the details. I add in the shine on the bell, I add in the shadows and the highlights, I start adding in the buckle, and you're starting to see here that I'm going in with more detail now. I had the basic squinty shape, as I talked about before, of Thumper, but now I'm getting in all the details. And what really helps a painting come to life is when you have these lights and darks. And so that's kind of the opposite of the squint, where everything blends together. As you start bringing in the details of a painting, you bring in those dark darks and light lights, and that's what gives the painting depth and starts to, like here you can see that Thumper's almost peeking out of the portrait because he's really, really coming to life here. So I'm adding in more shading in his nostrils. I'm adding in kind of the dimpling where his whiskers are going to go. All of that stuff that makes Thumper feel like he's really living on that canvas. So here again, more of the little hairs everywhere. And what you're going to start to see soon is that I'm going to start bringing in colors from the background, because yes, Thumper was sitting on the background, but I want him to feel like he's living in that background. So most people wouldn't even notice, except that you get this sense that the whole painting goes together, but you see the golds coming in here. And he's just about done. Whiskers and done. But guys, you saw Thumper the cat being painted from start to finish. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more time-lapse videos. And let me know in the comments, did you like the narration or would you prefer music as you see the time-lapse? I'd like to know what you guys like so that I can make more time-lapse videos that you enjoy. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.